Okay, so what's up? So so I am in union once again. Okay. So let me see. Is this a different masculine? Is it Oh, this is I should have known. Um cuz see, I don't be knowing. I just shit just been real weird, you know what I mean? I felt the preparation for somebody coming in, but I was kind of confused. I was like, I'm not understanding what's going on. So earlier today, I was sitting still, and I swear to God, it's like somebody just stepped into my body. Okay. Now, the number one thing that I can tell about this individual, um, I mean, it's head, baby. It's head. My brain, my head felt strong as a bitch. So I said, okay, so he's headstrong. Okay. So is it a man? It's a man. Okay. Okay. Um, I kind of didn't want to get back in union because I just needed a break. But since I've been out of union and I have been like doing new stuff, I'm ready to take a break from all of that too. So a lot of the times when I go into union, I kind of sit and wait to see what this individual, um, what they want to create. But I kind of feel like me and this individual have already been creating stuff, you know. So now that we're in union, it's like I can take a break. So what was happening? It was like a whole bunch of seeds were being planted. So now I can take a break. And while I'm in union with this person, I can just take it cool. I don't, this person, it don't really seem like they want me to do too much working anyway, which is why, see, this person different, they coming up in here real different. So I could tell he's unpredictable. I do definitely pick up a dominance, but of course with the masculine. Um, what else? So I always kind of do these introductions, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to me working with the twin flames. So what else? Um, it's my head. I'm just like, damn, like I got so much mental energy. I was I, I've been like talking all day. I've been doing my readings. I've been working on my mental health. I've been making like little videos, just getting shit off of my mind. And I go back and I listen to everything to do reflection. And I'm just like, and I'm thinking about the experience that I had when creating the video. I'm just like, damn. you know, I got so much to say. And then on top of that, it's like, um, I'm really thinking through shit. I feel tired, but it's just like the mental capacity is just keeping me going. I said, okay, okay, okay. Um, it's just been, it's been kind of like up and down because there's a part of me, I started feeling like real mushy, you know, like when I be watching the animal videos, that should be so cute. Like sometimes I get emotional when I be watching it. So I'm gonna tell you, I don't know. It must have been people was fighting. Oh, okay. Okay. Because at one point in time, I'm just like, why am I so conflicted? Why am I being pulled over here? Why am I being pulled over there? Why is this happening? This, and that. So the thing is that other masculines have been trying to be in union with me. But this person, yeah, I feel like they bombarded everybody out the way because I'm trying to tell you, I was really going through it. I'm just like, oh my goodness, why I just feel so pulled in different directions. Then it was just kind of like, hey, his ass stepped in. So, okay, okay. Now, usually I could kind of feel things in my body. That's how I can tell like what's going on with their body. If they're tall, if they're short, if they got some weight on them, if they're skinny, like I can usually feel all this. But I'm not necessarily. It's all here right now. It's all here. From the neck down, it ain't nothing like going on. You know, um, I'm not. When I was in my heart, And then it was, I was sitting there, I was talking to myself, I was telling myself, I was just like, man, why am I feeling so mushy and so emotional right now, and just feeling so soft inside? I'm like, I don't want to feel this way right now because I'm dealing with warfare. When individuals are trying to compete to be in union, that shit brings you warfare, So what brings me warfare? So I was just like, man, shit is crazy. And even now, I'm sitting here. I usually be chilling, I be slumped. I'm sitting up here with my back straight up. I'm sitting up here with my back straight up, just as comfortable. Usually it feels heavy on me. I don't usually sit up straight like that. So this is what I'm saying. Like I be connected to the body too. Okay, so that's one thing. Mm. So but anyway, I'm starting to feel nervous and I'm getting like cold, like chills on my arm. So that tells me this person is in touch with their intuition. So that means I won't have to do all the work. Because usually with my twin flames, I usually have to do all the work, all the spiritual work. Like I always have to initiate the telepathy. I always have to start the visions off and all that type of stuff. So, you know, I can't talk about that because I've been having some romantic experiences. Like last night, I didn't go to sleep. Like I usually take a nap during the day. I was up all throughout the day, and then I didn't go to sleep until like 4 o'clock in the morning. Because I was laying down. I was listening to Keith Washington the whole time. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it was certain things that I was confronting about myself too. You understand? So, should we talk about the conversation I had? Okay, so fuck it, let's do it. So the conversation had came up. You know what? Okay. So the thing is that, was that him? Oh wow. Damn. Okay, well, that's okay. Cause I didn't know what was going on. And nothing happened that I didn't want to happen. So it's fine. So, because I could hear somebody speaking to me about competing for them, and I had a very vulnerable moment because I told, I'm just like, I can't compete for you. I cannot compete for you because, the competition, I don't really stand a chance against the competition. You see, this individual has interests, they have love interests. And so I was able to tap into some of their love interests. And I'm just like, I can't compete with any of these women, and even if I could, I'm not going to compete for you. That's not what I'm going to do, you know. But what I had said is that I can't, because I can't. I mean, these women are in their full power, they're independent and, like got their shit together and all this type of stuff, like I got a lot of baggage. So, I had to have a moment right then and there. I needed that though, because I didn't even realize how much of an ego I had, because I'm just like, why is it so egotistical? But see, that's a lot to do with that warfare too. Because during that time, I was just like, oh, I don't like this feeling in my head. It just feels so egotistical. Like I'm sitting up here thinking about shit that's not even that serious or that important. But I'm sitting up here nitpicking and being petty away around the way in which that I'm perceiving it. That's not me. You understand what I'm saying? I know me. That's not me. So that's what I'm saying. I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. So, after I had that little breakdown, it just kind of opened, I felt really, really good and really open, you know. That was some real honest shit. Because usually, you see, because the thing is, I was connecting to this person, but I'm thinking that I'm talking to myself. But when you're coming into union, you are one. So it's a mirror. You understand what I'm saying? We're twins. We're the same. So what you're going through, I'm going through too. But sometimes you can be going through things, but I can guide you through what you're going through. And there are things that I'm going through that you can guide me through what I'm going through. So, after I had that experience, after I had that conversation, I was just like, wow, I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize that. So this person can keep me humble. Okay, that's a plus, because with a lot of this warfare, I have to be confident a lot, and that confidence, it starts to kind of calcify into, me being egotistical. I get tired of motherfuckers trying to come for me. It's just like, you already know the truth of what I'm capable of. Just leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? You keep trying to come for me and shit keep happening to you. Just leave me the fuck alone. So, um, what else? I feel like this person matches a lot of my masculinity too, but it's kind of like they're more like they're a better man than me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay. So he can help me grow within my masculinity more too. Right. Um, Now I had a different experience. It was like it was a little more of a sensual experience, you know. I don't understand. One day I decided that I wanted to pleasure myself. Now, the way that I have a certain way as to how I do things, because, I occupy a space with my son and, my son's father. So, you know, I want my privacy. The bathroom too small for me. Okay. You understand? It's too small, honey. I can't stretch out the way I want to. So, I mean, I, and it's hard for me to talk about it because I don't never talk about this type of shit. I don't ever talk about this type of shit. It's just like, it's so open. This person is open. It's like they gonna try to open me. They gonna open me off. They gonna open me up. So maybe there's more vulnerability within myself I need to work on. But anyway, when it comes to when it came to my experience, so I laid myself down and I was completely naked. I usually don't have time to do all of that. It's kind of like drop it and stick it, do your thing, hurry up, because anybody, if don't want to get caught, right? So I laid down, I was on the bed, and there's a chair in my son's father's room, and I used his chair, and I put the chair in front of the bed, and I started masturbating, and I was picturing that the chair, there were two eyes on the chair. So the whole time to where I'm doing my thing, I'm looking at the chair. I didn't even know I could do that. A lot of the times I need a lot of focus, when it comes to pleasure, because I have to study my body because it can be very overwhelming because I'm so sensitive. So I don't need too much touch. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, I just don't need too much stimulation. You know what I mean? And I don't want to uh orgasm too soon. You understand what I'm saying? So having that practice of an experience, I was just like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know I could do that. It's like I imagined it was two eyes and I was sitting there looking in the person's eyes the whole time while I was doing my thing. You know, it was just so easy and so effortless. I had never done anything like that before. I went on a journey to where this is what I call my intimacy journey, to where I learned how to become more intimate with myself, both just being into myself as well as sexually. And, you know, there were a lot of things that I opened myself up to and I explored. There were things that I learned how to make my body do that a man never done for my body before, you know? Um, but I began to practice. So I was able to show individuals, what to do. Okay. So I'm just like, wow. Uh, and I couldn't understand. I just couldn't understand what was going on. But I mean, life, this is how my life be sometimes. There are just certain supernatural experiences that I have that I just completely surrender to because it's very purposeful and I'm going to understand later on. Okay. So what else? I think that experience, it was, like I said, I never done that before, but in a way it was kind of unbelievable that the shit happened because I just jumped right in there and did that. You understand what I'm saying? So this person is going to pull me out more externally. Okay, I am very internal, because sometimes when I masturbate, I be thinking about myself. I be imagining that I'm making love to myself. This is another way that I will retriculate self love for myself and self desire for myself. Um, I think that this person has an intimidating presence, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just head. It's just head. So it's like they haven't shown up fully. But I mean, my back. I told you my back is sitting straight up. So it's. I feel like they know what type of presence that they have, so they're not trying to do too much right now. Okay, meaning that this person applies pressure, and they know how to put fire under somebody's ass. Okay, I have it's there another experience. I've been experienced. It's just a lot of stuff just been kind of like real sexual, you know. I am nervous to talk about it because I feel like it's nobody's business. I don't like talking about sex unless, I'm talking about it in a way to where I'm like teaching or explaining something. I guess I'm explaining something now, but I'm just saying it's kind of personal. So, yeah, so this person, they make me feel humiliated. But I kind of realized through another experience that I had, because I've kind of struggled with myself. Am I masochistic or am I not masochistic? Because I think that I am. Um, Now the thing is that this was not necessarily an experience, but it was more so of I am nervous. Shit, it's crazy. I am nervous. so, so I'm definitely nervous to tell this part. Ooh. Send shivers down my spine. Okay, so the first experience that I had, it's like these visions were coming through very strong, right? It was coming through so strong to the point to where I had to draw it out. I drew it out, but I scribbled over top of it because I don't know. So I'm trying to tell you, like, I can't show you the image. I don't think YouTube would let me show it anyway. But I had drew myself with my legs open, and it was a big image of myself, and coming out of my vagina was red liquid. So maybe it was blood. I mean, that's what I saw though. And then I saw a man walking in the blood towards my vagina. Okay, so I mean, let's be real, because y'all be fucking on y'all periods, and y'all bitches know y'all be fucking on y'all periods. So don't even try that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a healthy masculine man is raw like that. Now I don't know about, individuals going down on a woman when she's on her period, but I do know men who have done that too. Okay, but it's more common for, when a woman is on her period and a man, he may want to do whatever, you know that's what you call raw. That's man. That's like animalistic too. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. So what was another one? So me personally, because there was a conversation about fantasy. So fantasy. So should I be saying all this? mm, so I'm not into bondage, right? But I am into the thought of it. Okay. But my thing is that I communicated, I sent a vision. I didn't even send no vision. I just asked would the individual be open to doing it. Like I want a collar around my neck and I want him holding a leash. Like that is my fantasy. So I mean, it was, now that I'm sitting here thinking about all this stuff, when the shit was happening, I'm just in it, in the flow of it. But now I'm sitting here reflecting on it, taking time out to really think about it. I'm just like, damn, this shit intimidating as hell. It's intimidating. It take a lot to intimidate me, especially when it comes to intimacy. But I'm just like, I don't know. So I am anticipating that there's a lot of things about myself that I'm going to be going in and rediscovering, as well as new things in which that I'm going to discover more in depth and intimate about myself. Okay, so I did have a couple of, you know, it's like my temper. When it comes to my temper, it has to be released. But there is a part of me to where I feel bad and I feel like I want to be punished, you know? So usually this is kind of like the times to where I want the pound town. This is where the craving for the humiliation comes into play. I have to figure out what that is. I have to figure out what that is about. Because it's kind of like after I go beast mode, there's a part of me that wants to be like punished, you know. Um and I mean what I think about is, is being tied down, but I don't trust nobody to tie me down. I would never do that. And I would never want nobody to ask me to do that. I don't care about trust. I don't care about that shit. It's like no, but it's kind of like that's a secret desire that I have. It's like after I go into beast mode, I want to be humiliated. I want to be humbled because I when I go there, I'm going there. It's like I'm not human. You know what I mean? And then when I calm down, the human in me feels bad and I feel like I need to be punished. Okay? So that kind of sounds like sexual abuse, but well, I've never been, I haven't been sexually abused, but it's getting into all of this spiritual shit. It's just like sometimes I feel like I just need somebody to just dominate me. I really enjoy that. Because I'm so beastly. I will, I have my moments to where I'm a really nice woman and I'm sweet and all this type of stuff, but it's like when them ancestors, when they step up in me, that shit takes over. My strength, I'm trying to tell you, me and my son's father got into it one day real bad. I was trying to resist it, but it's like 7 people stepped into my body. And I mean, he was getting too close, and he was saying some shit out of his mouth. I grabbed his neck, I yoked his ass up, and I dropped him. Okay, that's not funny. That's not funny. I don't believe in putting. You not supposed to put your hands on. Well, I ain't gonna even sit here and lie. I feel like sometimes a motherfucker do need a slap or two. This situation was outrageous though. It was out of control. It's like he was possessed. It's like something was possessing him. When I and that wasn't the first time to where I felt all of my ancestors. They stepped inside of me. That's not the first time that shit happened. That was the first time with him. But I had to raise up on a little boy. I was just like, damn, a little boy. Well, he was a teenager. He wasn't over a little boy, but he was ruthless. They told me they was just like, keep him away from your son. So I mean, I was kind of timid, but they stepped up in me, and that little boy, he ain't never want to come over here again. He said, Mike, your mom crazy. She crazy. I'm not never coming back over there. So it's kind of like after I go through that, it's like I want to be, I don't know, I want to be put down. It's like I want to be put down. I don't know what it is. I'm realizing that there's more to myself that needs understanding, you know. What else? I did create a song. So let's see. Let me get my song. I'm trying to say, I feel so nervous. I feel like I gotta throw up. I feel so nervous. I feel like I gotta throw up. So I just have to develop a more positive perspective. And I gotta relax too, cause he a big boy. He ain't playing no games. I ain't playing no games neither, but well, at least he know, cause I feel like he could be putting it on thicker, but he ain't. Thank God for that. Thank God for your consideration. Is this it? That's not it. So I titled this one Ocean Blue. Acting up by night? Keep going crazy. Your ocean's blue, 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 I wanna know what you say is the truth. Speak aloud to hear from you. Speak aloud. Look at me, 'cause I wanna look at you, look at you. Look at you. I never want to go a day without you. Now that I found you. Okay. So I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm just like, damn, this is kind of like that experience when I was playing with my playing with my adult toy with the chair. When I was looking at the chair, I think that's what this is. You see, shit just be happening, and when I'm in union, it's like everything start aligning for me. But I gotta work on these vocals though. But I just had to do that. I had to put it together yesterday, and you know, like I can't be high. Do he smoke? I can't smoke though. So that tells me that God is in the union with us too, which means that the both of us must be being targeted within our life. Wow. So I'm trying to think about other stuff that I have been experiencing. Other than that, I've just been experiencing. I have been experiencing being more of a friend to myself. I have been experiencing, like, you know, I say to myself, I'm just like, man, I'm so supportive. You know what I mean? So I mean, I think this is going to be a smooth ass union. I'm just nervous about the intimacy part. You know, sometimes you can unlock like dark things within yourself. But it's not necessarily dark. I guess it's just, well, you got to confront it. You got to confront this shit. That's a part of the healing process. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think of anything else. That too, I don't know if this person has children or not, but I have been in daddy mode, you know what I mean? And when I say daddy mode, just kind of doing things with my son that, you know, is kind of like father and son things, you know, because dad is working, and, you know, we have a lot, the kids about to go back to school and all that type of stuff. So things about to start changing, shifting. It's about to be a little more busier. I'm gonna have to adapt and switch like to a new schedule, a new routine. So, but like getting everything together, going school shopping, supplies, clothes, making sure his hair done and all that type of stuff. All that shit is the hustle and bustle before, and then usually on the first day of school, it's just it's hectic, you know. I noticed there are, like I told my son, we had to have our talk. Usually we, this summer we did a little something, but he really wanted to relax this summer because school be doing a number on him. School really does. Every day he come in from school, it's like the energy he brings in here. Oh my God, you know. Whew, I forgot all about that, so I have to prepare for that. But there are certain things that we had a talk, and I told him, I said, I don't want you to think that I'm being hard on you. I don't want you to think that I'm like being strict or anything like that. But when school roll around once again, you know, I'm gonna be on you about taking better care of yourself, wearing your crystals, making sure that you look how you want to look, and that you are presentable, you are clean. You know, the trash chore, you're gonna have to pick that back up. I might need some help with the dog, you know what I mean? And also I'm looking for a new activity to get him into, but at the same time, this school year he's going to be 16, so I know that he's going to want to have the experience of working. Okay, so I have to get into some resources to figure out like how I can help him, because he's on the spectrum of autism, you know what I mean? So I want people to understand, I just want them to understand him, because his social skills are not necessarily, to me, he's fine. But when he interacts with other people sometimes, well, I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about him. He's been doing good. He's been doing fine. He's been doing better. He's been doing better. He's coming out a little bit more. It's just making sure I keep up with his mental health. That's a job in itself too, because when his mental health is fucked up, he's real aggravated, irritated. He got an attitude. He's going through puberty, so he's just such an attitude, just all the time. So I'm like, okay. So I need to prepare myself to be more patient too. So that's why I need to stop smoking too. That's why I need to stop smoking. I've been binging for a while, so now I'm back rehabilitating myself. So the first 2 days are usually the hardest. This is day 2, so day 3 should be a breeze, and then from there everything should be okay. You know what I mean? Because I need my mind to be clear. Not to say, you see, the marijuana takes me more into the spirit. You know what I mean? I can't be there. While he's in school, I need to be grounded. So during the times to where the school year is playing, I'm grounded. I'm straight grounded. You know, I cut back on the spiritual work, and I get more into my creative ventures. Okay, which is perfect. So the timing is perfect, because like everything is coming into alignment. Everything, it always kind of, it's always kind of like earthquake, and then everything just smacks together, and then it's bliss from there. Okay, because the seeds that the divine masculine has planted in me, now throughout the school year, I can nurture that. So in my cards, I saw that I was spiritually pregnant, so I'm just like, damn. Whew. Okay, which means that being spiritually pregnant means that an individual they have penetrated me. Remember when I told you I had that experience, that sexual experience? That's probably when that shit happened. So because that was a new way for me doing things, that was a new idea for me. When it comes to me creating my stories, it's a new way in which that I'm doing things. You see what I'm saying? Now, so with me being spiritually pregnant, the seed, he has planted the seed. Okay, so now it's going to be up to me to nurture it. So I'm going to be pregnant for the next 9 months, meaning that I'm going to be working on this project for the next 9 months, and then it's going to be birthed. Okay. Now my thing is that a lot of divine masculines, when this happens, they leave. They leave, they plant the seed, and then they leave. And I'm left to do everything on my own. So, I got tired of that shit. So, whenever they left, I'm not finishing off the project. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to move on to another project and I'm going to do what I want to do because I'm not the one who got me fucking pregnant. So, this project should not just be on me. I understand that children are a gift, but you're not going to be running around here just spiritually impregnating me, and these projects are manifested and they're not going nowhere. That's a sign that those men are a waste of time, and they definitely were a waste of my time, and they were a waste of my effort. But at the same time, with the twin flames, it's all a learning process. Okay, my spirit guides work with me on certain projects too, but it's more so they like more of the music. Okay, so when it comes to me working on my music, I don't never have no problem. I usually, I don't need them for that. They got to go through my spirit guides for that. But when it comes to other projects, like, just, when it comes to my art therapy, or when it comes to my stories, when it comes to, anything that I'm trying to do, you know I take initiative and I'll finish it when I want to finish it. It's crazy because they be trying to manipulate. I had one twin flame trying to manipulate. He tried to sit there and say, you don't never finish nothing. You don't never get nothing done. Yeah, nigga, because you ain't think I know what the fuck is going on. You think that you going to plant all of these ideas in me and manifest these projects, and then you just going to leave me. You see, they be so arrogant. Like, oh, well, you should be grateful. Like, I can't come up with ideas by myself. I haven't come up with anything to where it's bringing in any cash flow. So my thing is, you ain't doing much. That shit tells me about motherfuckers fathering and their parenting too, and them as a provider. You see, you can learn so much about a man without even having to deal with his ass. I'm trying to tell you. That is the point of these twin flames. This is how you develop and evolve to the point to where you can read the fuck out of people. All you do is got to see them, maybe take on their energy, experience them in some kind of way, and you're gonna pick up. But you gotta know what's up. Because during that time to where that guy, he tried to make me feel bad, tried to say, you don't never complete nothing. He was sitting there trying to put me down because he thought I was ignorant to the fact of what was actually going on. I didn't say anything back then. I was just like, ugh, he acting like my baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? That's all I said. I was just like, You know how some people, it's like some people, it's like they'll trip you up. And then they'll say, why did you trip? What made you fall? You see what I'm saying? Just trickster. But see, that's, you can have karmic twin flames too. So, they just here to waste your time, but it's a learning experience. So you have to learn, because if you don't learn that a man is using you, then he won't keep using you. You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to identify through the subliminal of everything. What are you actually observing? I'm observing this person is very manipulative and psychologically abusive. And at the same time, that's signs of jealousy too. So they would be jealous of me in the relationship, and they would probably try to compete with me in the relationship. We wouldn't be able to grow. We wouldn't be able to get nowhere. And the project that I created with that person, it's nothing. It's nothing. But you have to learn. So that's why I be getting in and out of unions real quick now. Because I'm just like, man, these men be full of shit. You know? That's right. That's why a lot of them won't come to me. They won't reach out. I done had a couple of flames. I done had a couple of people I reached out to gonna try to fucking ignore me. You can ignore me all the fuck you want to, but I knew that they was watching me. And that's how I knew that they weren't about it. I'm just like, y'all are just predator. Y'all are spiritual narcissists out here. Y'all are out here doing this shit to other women, and y'all are taking, like, harvesting, stealing people's energy. I told you, when men know the knowledge, you got to be careful. You got to learn some of that knowledge, because they know the knowledge and they're tapped into their femininity. So they know their gifts. They know their powers too. You see, I was green. When I first stepped on the scene, I was green. They knew I was green. They came after me. Yes, sir. Sure did. But my thing is, with this new flame, I'm not trying to be dependent, because in a way I'm anticipating that at some point in time he gonna go ghost too. You understand? And I'm okay with that. Some twin flames, we don't create anything together. I'm just experiencing them all the time, meaning that I'm living my life more instead of working. Okay. So, but I mean, you know, so the new masculine, you know, because a lot of the ideas that I done came up with some fun things to do, and then I done came up with some practical ideas too. Yeah, I said okay, all right now he's showing off. But I pay attention. I pays the fuck attention. I pay attention. Yes, sir. I pay homage when homage is due. Cause he show making these motherfuckers look like gum under my shoe. You know, I'm not trying to start no shit, but that shit real. It's like when you get with somebody, who's all of that, you start to reflect back on. You start thinking like, what was I thinking? Why did I allow that to happen? Why did that? You know what I'm saying? Why did that? You know, because you was green. And because you green, they making you think they the best thing until the best thing step in. And then you be like, God damn, yeah. Oh yeah. Well, so my thing is that, I mean, I don't really put too much into these unions anyway. Because like I said, they come and they go. It's an experience. We are here for the purpose of helping each other to evolve. Okay. I feel this person is going to help me evolve in many different ways. See, now my thing is that if he's coming with all of that, you know, I don't, I just have to figure out, what's up with him, because I don't want him doing all the work. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want him to just be giving, 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 giving to me. You know, I will receive, 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 but at the same time, I want to give back too. So whatever. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up there, and we're on our journey once again.